Caution, lots of problems around here. Hazards going because there's always something wrong. Well, who would believe that a little tiny insect would cause so much problem with this truck?
Alright guys, we've had 2 soft starters, and now we're looking at this guy. Oofta. She's a dirty girl, but it works. Let me show you how you can test the starter. Obviously, if you have a battery charger, set it to jump start. Ground to the body here. This positive goes to where the positive cable goes to the battery. There's a little jumper pin right here. I'm gonna go ahead and slam it in the truck here real quick. I just want to get the truck to start, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay guys, didn't change just 1 or 2, changed 3 starters now. Let's see what we got. Forgot my ignition key, which is a screwdriver. Let's see what happens here. I don't know. It sounds a little better than the other ones, but okay, here's the problem. We'd called 2 different places to get one today, and they're like, oh, that type of starter? We don't have those at all. Always hurry up and wait. So, and it was always on race day, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to put the charger on the battery. Battery's brand new, but I'm hoping that maybe we can give it just a little bit of, to spin it a little bit harder, maybe. Okay guys, see what we got. Alright, well, we'll put the charger back on the charge mode. Alright, so we'd ordered a radiator and they sent us the wrong one. It's always got to be something, you know. Anyway, it looks great, doesn't it? Yay! Excepting the fact that the tanks don't fit the footers on the core support. Obviously the width isn't an issue. Hosiery shouldn't be too much of a problem. Excepting the fact that it doesn't have a transmission cooler. Who needs those, right? It's always something, guys. Always, always, always. And you know what? Unfortunately, when you buy it online, you only tell you, oh, yeah. Well, you don't know until you get it. It's pretty frustrating. I'm sure a lot of you guys have dealt with this before. So what do? You make it work. So first off, I'm going to start by making new brackets for the bottom. We have to move this bracket over about 1 inch. The bracket under here, it's actually on line. So we've had to do this before. It's not that big of a thing. We need to make the brackets for the bottom of the radiator. That way it sits in there like it should. But to do anything, we have to drill out the rivets because, well, I'll show you here in a second. Those mounts that go to the core support that actually facilitate these, they're in the wrong spot and they don't bolt on. Some of them spot weld, but for the most part they're actually riveted on. Not a real big thing, but just more caca poop and farts. So what I did was I went ahead and put tape on here. This is the center of the core support, center of the radiator. Our hosiery looks pretty good online. Tank to here is the same measurement. So aesthetically it should be pretty good. Go ahead and take it out and start drilling. We've all drilled out rivets before, that I'm sure of. Yay! Alright. So there's ones, sometimes you just gotta finesse them, you know. You gotta talk to them, sweet talk. Alright guys, I need to, I'm gonna cut these in half and I need to widen it. I'm gonna say about 3/8 of an inch. I think 1/4 inches would be like precise, but again, it's a radiator. It doesn't need to be super precise, but it does need to be snug, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this guy in half. Wacha! And then all I do is just take some flat stock and bend it into a U, and we'll just tack it back together, and it'll be awesome. All right. So there's that. I'm gonna find some flat stock, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, there it is. Fits the tank nicely. Got plenty of rubber support in there. It's super. It's custom. It's super custom. Let's make one more. All right, guys. Well, let's see what happened here. The radiator is currently in. Here's those brackets that we made earlier. This upper panel is a piece that Pete had made. It came out very beautiful. Anyway, here's where the mounts go, right there. Right there. It's biscuit mounted on the inside, so it's super clean, right? Super clean. Looks pretty cool. But I can't put it in yet because, unfortunately, I think we're gonna end up putting the transmission cooler right in here. And I think what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna cut a slot right in here. We'll use that for like a mounting for like a bracket or something like that. But we'll cut a slot and run the lines down through the bottom so they'll pop out here. Anyway, I wish the internet was a little more precise as to what they were shipping you anymore. You know, I'm scared, me personally, I'm scared to death to buy stuff online because they mess it up that bad. They'll send you a generic picture and you're like, oh, that's exactly what I need. Well, it's not part number 8574, it's 8577. Irritating. I'm done with my rant. Anyway, it looks really good. It's super clean. So now let's try to find out what we're going to do for a transmission cooler. There's our transmission cooler lines. And here's the bracket that I made. I didn't show you guys making this, and I'm sorry. But anyway, these guys bolt to the cooler, and it bolts down there. I didn't want to use this special zip ties. I didn't want to put it on against the radiator because I really don't like doing that. And secondly, you got to remember that there's got to be a cooling fan coming on. So what my concern was a bunch of holes in one spot, maybe fatigue the radiator a little bit. Anyway, so it's a standalone kind of setup. Anyway, looks pretty cool. So here in a second we're going to slam a radiator in this and then shift gears because I've already spent too much time doing this. Alright, here's that, here's that. And I went ahead and used just tape so I could mark on the radiator and still not mark the radiator. So anyway, that's where she goes. So here's this, zoop. It's actually a pretty clever way to mount it, if I do say so myself. I'm going to cinch her down here. Okay guys, there's that. Look at that, super cool. Let's get some tough tape, do this, then that's all done. So I went ahead and tightened up the header flanges. Now there's no exhaust in there yet, but I'll show you here in a second what I did before I did that. Anyway, time to install the O2 sensors. This one actually might be easier to do from the ground. A lot more tighter on the O2 sensor. There's the O2 there. So it does matter how you clock them. You can put O2s in really pretty much any kind of configuration. Ideally not at the bottom because you could get moisture in them or something like that. But other than that, they don't really care too much. Just watch your clearances. Anyway, that's cool. We have header flanges that are tight. We have O2s that are tight. We have a radiator. We have a transmission cooler. We have transmission cooler lines done. What else? What else? I'm sure there's a huge laundry list, so hang on, let's find something to do. Okay guys, so we've had starter issues with this thing. I started jiggling around some stuff at the bulkhead of the ECM. Starter's weak, so we ordered a new one that should be here tomorrow. What I'm going to do, because I want to make this thing run, I want to hear it run, shoot some flame, right? Everybody wants to shoot some flame. What we're going to do is we're going to do a very vague wiring system here. And and I'm going to make the fuel pump run off of it. You have to have, when it's an electric motor, it's got to be on a relay, right? Let's go ahead and, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to run 12 volt as a trigger wire right off the battery, right? Make it work. There won't be the end all be all, because theoretically the pump will run all the time. But I'd really, before I start cutting into this harness and stuff like that, maybe it's something I did, I don't know. We'll just do some rudimentary wiring, make it work, see what we got. Hang on. If you look at a relay, 87 and 30 are directly across from each other, and these two are what actually close the circuit. So now we need to link the wire. Yeah. Okay, one on. Well, I'm gonna see if there's a blockage in the fuel system, maybe. Highly unlikely, but I don't know. Hang on. Okay. Well, I think you guys heard it fire. Now we got extremely low fuel pressure. We got the fuel pump to work now, thanks to our super fancy wiring. Anyway, that was inside the fuse box. Something gave up. Anyway, we're gonna have to address that. But now, I think the pressure line is all filled up with garbage. Stupid bugs, man. I don't know how they do it. They manage to get. We've had them leaf cutter get stuff in 3/16 line. Anyway, I think that's what's going on. I mean, I don't have like super gobs of pressure here, so I'm gonna have to take the feed line off the rail. And anyway, hang on, I'll get there.
Caution, lots of problems around here. Hazards going because there's always something wrong. I think we had some leaf cutter bugs that plugged up one of our lines and we didn't notice it, and we flushed it right down inside our fuel injectors. So it's a minimal thing. Luckily we have stacks of these things, so we swapped out the entire fuel injection system. Yes, hey, this is a eco-friendly truck. It's running on leaves. Hey, we want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel. Show us your love by giving us that thumbs up. Give us a like. And you know, what's the other thing we do? Oh, the store. Share the link. Visit the store, theoddrodgarage.com. And we appreciate you guys coming by and seeing what we're doing. And as always, thanks for watching.